Now moving to the state of Karnataka now, where the investigation with regards to the gruesome murder case has now intensified. Another Kannada actor, Chikkanna, has now been interrogated by the police. He was allegedly with Darshan on the day before Renukaswamy was murdered. Chikkanna is believed to have been with Darshan before the actor went on to where the victim was held and tortured him. There is chorus against Darshan and other Kannada actors seeking speedy justice in the case. India Today has accessed the CCTV images where the victim, Renukaswamy, can be seen leaving his house at about 9:30 a.m. and later being abducted in an auto rickshaw.
ಚಿತ್ರೋದ್ಯಮಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ನಿಲುವು ತಗೊಂತೀರ ಅಂತ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಕೇಳಬೇಡಿ. ತಗೊಂಡಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜೋಕ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾರೋ ಒಬ್ರು ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ನಮಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ಹೊಡಿತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಇವರು ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ರು ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಫೈನಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಅವರಿಬ್ರು ಒಂದಾಗ್ತಾರೆ, ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದವ್ರು ಗೂಬೆಗಳ ತರ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಪಾಠ ಮುಗೀತು. ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು, ಚಾನೆಲ್ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು, ನೀವು ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು, ಏನೇನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅಂತ ನೋಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾವ್ ಏನೇನ್ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ಕಲಿತಾ ಇರ್ಬೇಕಮ್ಮ. ಇಂಥದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಲುವು ಬೇಡ.
My colleague Anaga Keshav is joining me on the story. Anaga, it's not just one actor, but there are many actors who at the moment are being investigated for this murder.
Well, that's right, Aishwarya. Yesterday, Chikkanna was also summoned by the police for investigation. He said that usually Darshan and I catch for either lunch or for dinner. And likewise, we had caught up for dinner on the day Renukaswamy was murdered. I have no idea about this. I have come here and I've given my statement, is what Chikkanna says. But the reason why the actor was summoned, Aishwarya, was, if Chikkanna had given some sort of statement, then that would have been a very crucial piece of evidence and that could have solidified the case further. But now it appears that Chikkanna says that he wasn't aware of this. He was just generally catching up with Darshan like how he always did.
Right. Anaga, also, if you can tell us, at what point has the investigation reached at the moment?
At this point, the investigation officers have conducted spot inquest at Pavitra Gowda's residence. They also went to the Stony Brook pub to sort of recreate the crime scene. What exactly happened moments before Darshan reached that shed in R.R. Nagar. And they've also conducted spot inquest at the exact shed, Aishwarya, where the victim Renukaswamy was murdered. And they're also trying to retrieve 2 mobile phones right from the dump yard where, right from the sewage dump where Renukaswamy's body was found. They're trying to retrieve 2 mobile phones. One belongs to Renukaswamy and the other one will belong to one of the accused. So once they retrieve these mobile phones and retrieving the mobile data from these phones will also serve as a very crucial piece of evidence for the police. And that's when they can establish the link between Darshan, Pavitra Gowda and the accused. What time did they reach? Was there any conversational exchanges that had happened? What was the exact plan that was hatched? Was it discussed over phone? What was discussed? So all these very crucial pieces of evidence will be solidified once the police find the mobile phone that's dumped in the trash.
Thank you, Anaga, for giving us all those details. Now, investigation in the gruesome Karnataka murder case has intensified. Post-mortem reports now have revealed victim Renukaswamy was given electric shock and tortured brutally. India Today has also accessed CCTV images where the victim Renukaswamy can be seen leaving his house at about 9:30 in the morning and later being abducted in a rickshaw by the kidnappers. Watch this entire report.
Sandalwood murder case continues to unravel. India Today has exclusively accessed the post-mortem report of victim Renukaswamy, who was allegedly killed at the behest of challenging star Darshan. The report reveals how Renukaswamy was given electric shocks. Probe further reveals how accused Dhanraj tortured the victim on the fateful night of June 9th. India Today has also accessed a CCTV footage showing the moment when Renukaswamy was abducted. The victim can be seen leaving his house at 9:30 a.m. and later being kidnapped by a group of men who used a rickshaw. One of the accused was also seen tailing the rickshaw. Meanwhile, more Sandalwood stars are speaking out against Darshan. Actors like Sudeep, Upendra and Divya Spandana are calling for justice and a fair probe.
ಈ ಕೇಸಿಂದ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಕೇಸಿಂದ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ತಾನು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಬರೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಬ್ಯಾನ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಅದಲ್ಲ, ಬ್ಯಾನ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. ನಿಮಗೆ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಮೋರ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಇಸ್ ಜಸ್ಟಿಸ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ನೀವು ಚೇಂಬರ್ ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರು ಕೂತಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಹಿರಿಯರು ಕೂತಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಹೋಗಿ ಅವ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಒತ್ತಡ ಹಾಕಿದಾಗ ಏನು ಹೇಳೋಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತೆ? ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಬ್ಯಾನ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಮ್ಮ ವರ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ನನ್ನ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರು ಚೇಂಬರ್ನಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಹಿರಿಯರ ವಿಷಯನ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಬ್ಯಾನ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ವರ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಇರೋದು ನ್ಯಾಯ.
I don't think he has the kind of clout that people are talking about. If that was the case, like I just told you, then it would be a different scenario. And there are other actors in the industry who have much, like many more fans. And yes, in the past he did have, like for example, I think he's got away so many times.
Darshan and his partner Pavitra and 11 others have been sent to judicial custody till June 19th in the Renukaswamy murder case.
The police have also found electric megas and electric cables right at the shed where Renukaswamy was murdered. Apart from that, top actors from the Sandalwood industry too have voiced their concerns, including Upendra, Divya Spandana, and just yesterday Kicha Sudeep also broke his silence on the matter, all three of them echoing one single message, that no one is above the law and justice must prevail. With camera person Shivu, Anaga Keshav reporting for India Today from Bangalore. Now, superstar Darshan's arrest in the Renukaswamy murder case is not his maiden brush with law. In fact, over the past decade and a half, as his popularity graph skyrocketed, so did all the controversies around him. From domestic violence to beating up a waiter in a pub, all of these things have contributed to many of the cases against him. But he's never been prosecuted because either the evidences used to disappear or settlements were reached promptly. Here's a report tracking some of his well-known controversies over the past decade.
Darshan Thoogudeepa is no stranger to controversy. In fact, his complicated married life and his rowdy behavior in public have earned him the title of enfant terrible of Kannada cinema. Within a decade of his first super hit, he was arrested and spent quite a few days in jail. He was charged with domestic violence. Darshan's marriage with Vijay Lakshmi was about 8 years old and their son was a toddler when he was booked for attempted murder and assaulting his wife in 2011. But the couple buried the hatchet after mediation by several bigwigs in the industry. 5 years later, his wife Vijay Lakshmi once again registered a police complaint against her husband for objectionable behavior, and once again she reconciled and retreated. In 2018, Darshan, actor Devraj and Darshan's friend Anthony suffered injuries when their SUV rammed a streetlight in North Mysuru. No casualties were reported and the case was settled. In 2021, he was accused of physically assaulting a waiter at a Mysuru hotel by Indrajit Lankesh. Reports later suggested the CCTV images were deleted and the incident was covered up, with the police compensating the waiter with 50,000 rupees. A year later, Bharat, a Kannada film producer, lodged a police complaint against Darshan for threatening him with dire consequences, but he too withdrew eventually. In January 2023, Forest Department officials raided Darshan's T. Narasipura farm on the outskirts of Mysuru, following a social media video where the actor is talking about 4 bar-headed geese on his farm. Officials said the endangered bird was protected under the Wildlife Protection Act and the actor was possessing them in violation of the law. In November last year, Darshan was accused of setting his dogs to attack his neighbour. Reportedly, she had an argument with his caretaker over a parking space. An FIR was lodged, but as the neighbour was compensated with hospital treatment charges, the matter was resolved. Earlier this year, Darshan was among several Kannada film stars who were issued notices by the police in connection with partying late into the night in violation of the deadline and creating a ruckus at a posh Bengaluru pub. Darshan and the crew of Katera were celebrating the box office success of the film. The Katera star has been in and out of controversies too often, but none escalated to the level it has with the murder of Renukaswamy.